Hi, this is Young Neil from Advanced Property Strategies, and welcome back to this week's tip on how to make money through land subdivision. See, one of the questions people often ask is, how do I get funding for bigger projects? How do I get funding for bigger projects? See, one of the things I may have mentioned in the past is that, think big and start small. If you're doing a 1:2 subdivision, it's a lot easier to fund actually than a 1:4 or 1:5. Why? Generally because banks have a commercial facet in terms of lending money. So if you're doing 1:2 land subdivision, they generally consider that as a residential move. So you may only have to pay 20% deposit and borrow 80%. So it's quite critical that, if you're doing 1:2s, they're a lot easier to do, they're a lot easier to fund, a lot easier to get in, a lot easier to get out. If you're doing a bigger project like a 1:4, 1:5, you might have to go and get commercial finance. Commercial finance is a lot more complicated. You need to put up a bigger deposit. You'll need to get valuations. I'll give you an example. My last 13 lot subdivision that I finished recently, I had to pay over $7,000 for the valuation, and it took me 4 weeks to get it. There's a lot of hard work, not just paying for it, but actually putting the valuation information together, meeting the valuer, analysing the information. We had a quantity surveyor involved as well, and so it's a big process. So not just cash-wise, need to pay $7,000 in this instance to get the valuation, but there's a lot of time and energy involved, because if I didn't get the valuation right, what that meant was the amount of money the bank was to lend me, let's say 65 or 70% of the construction costs or the project costs. The higher the valuation, the more money I'll be able to get from the bank and less money that I'd have to put in. See, in modern day society, oftentimes using bank funding is quite common. So, what I'm trying to say is that, if you're wanting to do bigger and bigger projects, you may need to look at 1, getting more capital, 2, getting bigger borrowing capacity by increasing your income, and 3, making sure that you're able to fund things like valuation, especially when they come up in advance. So, just be wary, be mindful, just something to think about. Young Neil for Advanced Property Strategies. If you want to find out more about our events, go to advancedpropertystrategies.com.